Today, I want to talk to you about some things I'm doing to help me be debt free, but also just save and do better for my future. Now, before I go into this, I do want to say this is strictly my opinion. You may have something that works for you, you may do something that's better than what I'm doing. I just want to share my thoughts and what I'm doing in the hopes that it can help anyone. And to start off, my first thing is subscriptions. I am going through and canceling all small subscriptions. Now, I'm sure many people out there have seen ads for services that do this, and that's fine if you want to go that route. I'm not. I just decided to sit down and look at any small subscriptions I had, and I actually didn't have very many, but I'm not going to add any more. I think that at least for me, what happens is I would see something that I want to subscribe to, whatever it may be, right? A streaming platform, whatever. And I'm normally pretty good about staying away from those things. But I think in our brain, we look at it and we're like, well, that's only $10 a month. Anyone can afford that, right? And then you get another subscription. Well, it's only 15. And then another one. Well, it's only 5. And before you know it, you have $135 worth of subscriptions. And are you really using all of them? Or the certain ones are only a little bit here and there? So, me personally, I'm just cutting out as many subscriptions as I can. And it seems pretty hard with most companies jumping to subscription based models for most things, but I've been able to knock it down to only having a couple of streaming subscriptions, and really that's about it. I don't really subscribe to much else, and I don't plan on really jumping into any more. One thing that really has helped me not just save to get out of debt, but this one has really helped me to save for my future, and it's what helped me save for my emergency fund was automating my savings. Now, me personally, what I struggled with is I would look at what I got paid and I would say, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to set aside this much into savings. Or next month when I get paid, or next week when I get paid, I'm going to set aside X amount into my savings. Or, oh, if I make this much overtime, I'm going to set this much into savings. Well, I never did. Or if I did, it was very small. Normally, I would either just let it sit in my regular checking account, or I would go buy something or spend it on something I didn't need to. And when I automated my savings and I just set it up to take a certain amount out and put it into my savings account, I didn't touch it. And I also noticed I didn't miss it. Now, I didn't set it to some crazy amount. I set it to a number that I knew I would be comfortable with not missing out of my paycheck every time I got paid, but still, it is what allowed me to finally start setting aside for my emergency fund. Otherwise, I just didn't have the willpower to do it. I know it seems silly, it seems a little crazy, but that's just how I felt personally. I just didn't do it. I didn't go in and just set the money aside. I had to automate it where it just did it for me every time I got paid. I never see it. It just goes straight there, like your employer taking out for contributions to your 401k or something. I just had to set it up with my bank to just automatically do that. Otherwise, I wasn't going to. And it's one of the best things I ever did for myself. Another thing that really helped me as well was having to change my mindset on things and thinking in the future, thinking for the long term. And this was a factor for several things and several purchases. It seems a little silly, but it could be as simple as I talk about it all the time, but cast iron pans for cooking, right? I stopped buying the non-stick pans because I realized every 5 or 6 months I was scratching them or something would happen to them and they were somehow ruined in less than a year and I was having to buy new ones. So now I strictly stick with mostly cast iron and I have tried stainless steel pans, but I know that these are going to last me a long time. So it's a good investment for my future, even if I were to buy stainless steel pans that are expensive. And another thing is just with anything in life, you've got to look at it. At least for me, I've started to change where I don't just look at buying something for now or for tomorrow, but for years to come. Not just with buying stuff, but foregoing buying something. I really would love to buy a new car one day, but as it stands right now, I just can't justify it. I just can't. It's just not the right time, and I just don't think that 6 to 8 months of happiness for buying a new car is worth it for me. I'd rather use the money I would spend on a monthly car payment or to buy that car and put it into savings for my future. Another great tip, at least to me, is to just start saving. And I know it sounds silly, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but it is the truth, and it's something I had to come to terms with was just to start saving. Before I started saving for an emergency fund and automating my savings like I talked about, I didn't see the point. I could only set aside at the time 100 or 150 bucks out of every paycheck. And I just thought, what's the point? It's not going to amount to anything. It's not going to really become anything for years. And while that's true, in a way, it's not. It grows way faster than you think. It's not overnight, no. But if you start saving what you can, at least for me, it started to change my mindset and I wanted to save more. I wanted to see that grow even more. And on top of that, the relief I got from my savings and having an emergency fund, knowing that if something happens, I get a flat tire or my car breaks down or I have a house repair or I have something happen that I need to cover, I'm covered and I don't have to panic. I don't have to freak out. I don't have to use a credit card as my emergency fund. I have what I need because I just started saving. I'm not taking on any loans if I don't have to, and especially high interest loans, like a high interest car loan or credit card debt, things of that nature. I'm not taking out personal loans or just any loans. The major one is probably cars. I know I've said it in this video that and before that I do want a new car, but I just can't bring myself to have an insane car payment, but also the interest that comes with it. I just don't see how people can go out and get a car for 18, 19, 20 plus percent interest. You're giving so much money away to the bank just to have a car. And to me, I'd rather just take the money that I was going to use for a down payment and just buy a cheap clunker that gets me from point A to point B, or even a little bit more to get me something that's reliable. Take it to a mechanic, a third party mechanic, have them check it out, have them tell you what they think is wrong with it and make sure it's good. But other than that, I just can't justify that high interest loan or really any loans. As the Bible says, the borrower is a slave to the lender. And I know Dave Ramsey famously says that too, but it's the truth. And I'm not immune to it. I've had an auto loan in the past and other things, but I just, for my future and my financial freedom, I'm really trying to avoid taking on any debt. And any debt I do have, I want to try to put as much extra to that as possible. Lastly, something that not only helped my mindset, but really helped me get in the flow of how much I'm saving, how much I'm spending, was setting up a monthly budget, looking at what I made per month, looking at what I spend per month, and just setting myself to a budget. So I know how much I'm putting into savings, how much I'm putting into my retirement, how much goes here and here, gas, groceries, car insurance, utilities, everything. I can see it all and I know roughly what I'm spending and I can stick to it. Not only that, tracking my spending. Now, I know there's a lot of wonderful apps out there, I'm sure, that track your spending for you, that like link to your bank account and stuff. And if you like those, that's great. Me personally, I go a little more old school and it is a little complicated, but I enjoy it. I just use the Notes app on my phone and I just have a basically it's set up for every line item that I'm spending on, and I just add to it every time I spend to it, and every time, every day when I buy something, I just go in there and I add to it, and I can quickly and easily see, oh, hey, I'm getting really close to my grocery budget, or oh, hey, I've already used up this much of my gas budget on my car, or whatever it may be, my miscellaneous budget or my eating out budget. And it just keeps me more aware of what I'm spending and I can make tweaks and dial it back. Or, oh, hey, I have excess. Maybe I can put into more into savings this month. Or if I want to buy like a game on Steam or something, I can do that now. And it just really shifted my mindset into what I'm doing every day with my money. Now, again, these are all just things that have helped me, and I'm still continuing to work towards to better myself, to pay off any debt I still have, not take on any new debt, and also just save for my future and do better for future generations to come. So I hope this could help anyone out there. Have a wonderful time.